Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Live It Up, the show where we explore and discuss how to take your life to that next level and beyond. We cover health, wealth, relationships, and how to create a life that feels good, because after all, that's what we all want. We want to feel good. I'm your host and coach, Fletcher, and today on the show, we're going to be visiting with Nancy Grette of the Alatheia Therapeutic Riding Center. It's an organization whose mission is to provide equine-assisted services to children and adults with physical and developmental disabilities and veterans living with PTSD and civilian life adjustment challenges. What a fantastic mission, and a much needed one at that. Now, I've been aware of this organization for a while, but I've never had the opportunity to sit down and talk with them, so I'm looking forward to learning more and introducing them to you as well. But before we get to that, I do want to remind you that if you have questions you would like me to answer on or off of the air, you can email those directly to me at fletcher@fletcherellingson.com. And if we use your question on the air, I'm going to send you a complimentary copy of my Amazon best-selling book called The Practice of Feeling Good. And if you've been following the show and want to learn more about personal development and how to take on your life more powerfully, then grab a copy of this book. You can also visit me at my website, fletcherellingson.com. Now, before we get to the interview, I want to take just a moment to acknowledge that there is a lot of uncertainty in our world today. There are wars, there are protests, there are accusations, trials, inflation, division, lots of uncertainty. And that level of uncertainty can set people on edge. It can bring out behaviors that typically don't serve those around us very well. And so I want to take a moment to remind all of us that we can be a part of the solution. And the fastest, the easiest way to do that is to be kind. The way I define kindness is friendliness, generosity, consideration, and the willingness to offer assistance without the need for praise or acknowledgement. Kindness highlights people's strengths instead of reminding them of their weaknesses. It unites people instead of dividing people. It heals and fosters well-being instead of injuring. Kindness feels good to give it, to receive it, and to be around it. It's powerful. We're going to take a short commercial break, and then we're going to be right back to visit with Nancy Grette. Stay with us. Hey everybody, welcome back to Live It Up. So glad you're here. I'm so glad you're in this conversation. Hey, we're on the show today. We're talking with Nancy Grette from the You say it.
Alatheia.
Alatheia.
Therapeutic Riding Center.
Yes, Alatheia. So nice to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
I'm pleased to be here. Thank you.
Good. Well, we're going to jump into some of the things that you're doing and why you're doing them. But first, we always start off with a win or two. So what have you got? What's going well in your life?
Well, my big win personally is I'm finally going to be a grandmother.
Ooh.
I have my grandchild is expected, a little girl expected next month.
All right.
And so I'm going to be headed to North Carolina to welcome her. And my daughter and son-in-law are super excited, and this is a big win.
Yeah, that is. Well, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And then you got another win, you said?
Oh, yes. Then professionally, the big win is that we have broken ground and have a structure started for a new facility that we've been planning for the last we bought the property in 2019, but we knew long before that we needed a new facility, and it's going to double our capacity and eliminate the waiting list, allow us to grow and expand programs. But the very cool thing is there's a structure that I can see. I can stand underneath it and feel what it's going to be like. And Alatheia has a strong and guaranteed future. Wow. It's very exciting.
Yeah, that is such a big deal. Congratulations, because I know that has taken years of planning, right?
Envisioning, planning, and vision, and getting the right people behind the project, raising $4 million out of a $6 million project. So it's a very big deal.
I love that. Raising money is always a challenge, and it's like a big learning experience, right? And I love that when people do it, they create it out of nothing.
Yeah.
Right? This whole thing, you're creating it out of nothing. You had a vision for it, and you begin speaking it into existence.
Yes.
And now, like you said, I'm able to stand under this structure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really, really inspiring.
It is.
Well, hey, let's share a little bit about Alatheia with the people who may not know what it is. Share what it is and how it came to be, please.
Okay, so we're a nonprofit organization, and we provide what's called equine assisted services. So what we do is we partner with horses, and we provide services to people in the form of therapeutic riding, and then we do mental health work with veterans who are challenged with PTSD and civilian life adjustment issues that you mentioned earlier. And we also have a third program that is called Barn Buddies, and that's a community inclusion and life skills program for adults who have intellectual and developmental disabilities. And we're hoping to develop that into work readiness and provide employment opportunities for them as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, all using horses.
Yeah, so the common denominator are these horses.
Yes.
Now, for some people, this might be a new idea, and they may be wondering, like, well, I don't get it. Like, what's the magic formula here? How are these horses helping humans? And can you speak to that a little bit?
Well, I would call it the horse-human connection is so powerful and so transformative for people. So the connection that people make with horses, the physical, the emotional, the mental connection that they make with horses allow for changes to occur, positive changes to occur. And so we utilize that, we seize that opportunity and utilize that to help people grow in a variety of different ways.
Mm-hmm. And I totally get that. What do you think happens? What do you think happens in that connection between the human and the horse? Like, because there's something that occurs that enlivens it. It helps transform.
Yes.
What is that that's occurring?
That's the mystery that we all want to know exactly what it is that happens, but it just does. It unlocks doors cognitively. So you might, it opens pathways to learning, it opens physical opportunities. I don't know that I can actually answer that question completely because it is a bit of a mystery.
Yeah, because
but it does work.
Yes, yeah, right. So you've seen this work over and over and over again.
Profoundly,
yeah,
yes.
Profoundly.
Profound changes that occur in people socially, developmentally, physically, mentally, all of those things.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, why is this work important to you?
Because I believe that everyone deserves the opportunity to meet their potential and to achieve things, especially things that they never thought possible. And so my particular niche is people with disabilities, physical and developmental, veterans that are in need of support, and of course these young adults that have the intellectual and developmental disabilities, providing them with a sense of community and an opportunity to participate and contribute back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's important to you, what I hear in that is that it's important to you to support people who maybe don't have all the...
They're marginalized, possibly,
yes.
And I want to remove those barriers and help them experience those same transformative experiences that I experienced as a child, that other people experience every day with horses and with their community.
I'm curious, at what point were you moved to take action on this?
Yeah, it came by surprise, honestly. Because we had raised my husband and I had raised our family, our 3 children, on horses, just enjoying them, being out in the wilderness. And when the children all graduated from high school and went on to college, we're left with these amazing animals that I knew could do amazing things. But I no longer had those children at home. And so I prayed one day when I was breaking some ice in a trough of water that I would either be given a vision of something that could be done with these horses, or that my heart would be able to let them go, and I would start a different chapter in my life. And then I forgot about it. And never occurred to me that this might be it. But someone then asked me several months later, could their daughter come and have her birthday on a horse for the first time? And that daughter just happened to have a disability. And my husband Glenn was with me, and at that time when we put her on the horse, it was like, this is it. We could do this. We could use what we have already, the resources that we have, and the time that we have, and we could dedicate it to people like this little girl and provide opportunities. And so that started it all. And it was a surprise because I had never thought that serving the community of people with disabilities was something that I would end up doing.
Wow.
And it's a calling deep in my soul that is irresistible.
Wow.
Once it comes.
That's so beautiful, and what a great experience to have a real deliberate and clear calling.
Yeah.
And that you can take action on. You know, and I think I'm curious if this is your experience. You see transformation occurring. Is that accurate?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And for me, when I work with my clients, we work in the realm of transformation, and to me, that's like one of the most exciting things in life.
To see that happen.
Yes. To be a witness to that transformation.
Yes.
It just fills you up. It's inspiring,
Yes.
and it makes you want to experience it even more and share it, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so you have a passion around this that fuels you.
And it's not just me, it's anybody who is the staff, it's the volunteers, it's the caregivers, it's the parents, it's the visitors, it's the participants themselves.
Yeah.
They all get to witness that
Yes,
as well.
exactly. Yeah. So I was going to ask you, what kind of impact do you see on the volunteers and the staff?
Yeah, the volunteers and the staff, that was a big surprise. You go into it and you think, oh, we're going to, help transform people's lives, but I never thought it was going to be the volunteers that would really reap benefits as well. But they found community, they've found opportunities to serve people that they didn't think that maybe they could, or maybe even they were afraid of horses, and now all of a sudden they are comfortable being in the environment of horses, or maybe they were unsure that they could provide support for someone who had a disability, and now they're doing it and they're finding such joy, and they tell us that I come and my cup is overflowing when I leave. Or a parent of a teenager who comes to be a volunteer says, oh, the child that I picked up is not the same one that I dropped off. They're completely different when they come back.
Yeah.
And so it's been wonderful to watch.
There's, well, let's say this and then we'll go to a commercial, but that concept of contribution, I feel like people are usually so busy trying to survive that making a contribution is one of the last things on the list.
Right.
And yet, when we actually do take time to make a contribution, to be involved in contribution, it absolutely is life-sustaining.
Yes.
And it is like a clean burning fuel.
Yes.
So if we can bring a focus to that, it makes navigating the rest of our life easier,
Yes,
in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah. So
agree.
what a beautiful gift that this facility is offering your guests and the people volunteering.
Yes.
Yeah, wonderful. Hey, this is a great conversation. Stick around for more. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back to Live It Up. We're here today talking with Nancy Grette from Alatheia Riding Center. And so this is such a cool concept and project you've got going. We want to know, how does all this get funded? And because I imagine the demands financially are significant.
They are significant. So funding comes from a variety of sources. Primarily it comes from individual donors and local business sponsors. And most of that comes during our 2 events, major fundraising events of the year. We just in July had an event. It's our little black dress party that is a women's only event, very fun. And then in October we have our annual benefit gala on October 5th. And so 60% of our funding comes from those 2 events.
Got it.
And we have business sponsors, like I said, and also individual donors. In addition to that, we are constantly applying for grants, foundational grants, and we get gifts that way. And then in addition, a small portion comes from earned income from lesson fees that are either private pay or covered by DSHS respite care benefits that come from DSHS. In addition, we have a very large financial aid fund that is funded by donors, and that helps pay for lesson fees.
Oh, right on. Okay, yeah. So this is anytime horses are involved. I mean, come on, right?
Yeah,
it's a lot of money.
A lot of pieces.
So we were talking about contribution on the first segment, and so you have a large pool of people who are contributing financially.
Yes.
You have people contributing their time.
Yes.
If people are moved by this, and I should say this, I encourage you to go to the website.
Yes.
Give them the web address, please.
AlatheiaWritingCenter.com.
Yeah, I was there last night, and I was telling Nancy, I was literally in tears reading some of the stories and testimonials on that. I mean, it chokes me up even now thinking about it. Seeing these little kids just having these experiences, it's extremely moving. So I encourage you to go there and take a look at that. Because it'll feel good, and if you want to get involved in a feel-good opportunity, this is it. So
guarantee it.
And there's lots of ways to get involved, right?
Absolutely. So I'd love to have people who are interested in maybe volunteering, and even if you're not sure you want to volunteer, but you want to come visit and see what that might be like, just text the number that's on the website or send an email. On the website, there's also a volunteer tab, and you can click on that and get a volunteer application form, but you don't need to do that to come out. You can come out and visit, and we love visitors. We love to have you come and observe a lesson. That alone will change your life. But also on the website, there is a donate. So if you feel drawn to maybe contribute financially, we can definitely use that, and you can use the website to access that. You can attend our events, and the events are usually listed on the website, but also we have a very strong Facebook page, so you can go there and become a follower and find out more. But just be an ambassador, tell other people and about what we do, and then maybe bring them out to come see.
Yeah, definitely. How long have you been doing this?
Since 2011.
Since 2011?
Yes, we opened our doors in 2011. So this is, I have to count on my fingers, but it's our 14th season, I think.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. And so when you say season, is not a year-round?
It's not year-round because, one of the problems is weather, access during the winter. So we close from the 3rd week of November to the 3rd week of March.
Okay.
That gives us an opportunity to kind of rest and gear up for the coming year, but it also is very difficult and challenging for people to access our current property during the winter. It's on a hillside, the road doesn't get plowed, so it's just very challenging.
Yeah, so
seasonal.
And thus the need for creating a new facility.
A new facility that will be, it's on Easy Street.
Oh, wow.
Right off of Highway 2. It's on Easy Street. It's very accessible. It has bus service. There'll be paved parking. It'll be flat. It's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. And do any of your children ever get involved with this, or have they moved on to different things?
Well, they're out of the area.
Okay.
2 out of 3 are out of the area. They all support us financially. They all cheer their mom and dad on all the time.
That's fun.
When they're in town, they do like to help out.
Right on.
Yeah.
And how many horses are at the facility?
Good question. We now have 17.
17?
17.
Wow.
And they're all one particular breed, Norwegian fjord horses. And they're chosen because they're perfect partners in therapeutic riding and for the veterans in the mental health program.
Interesting.
They have calm temperaments, they're very chill, easygoing, nothing really ever spooks them, they're beautiful to look at, they all have unique personalities.
Wow.
Yeah. Actually,
17.
I'll correct that, 16 fjords and then one other horse, that's my personal horse, to make 17, who is not a fjord.
Got it.
He thinks he is.
And are you one of the trainers or the?
Yes.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite things to do too. I love to train, I love to teach. And right now, because of the work that is needed to support the organization, I'm often found in the office.
Got it.
Or out in the community.
And so when you're not out there training, you have somebody else in your stead that does that?
Yes. Well, we have 9 instructors.
Oh, you have 9 instructors?
9 instructors, yes.
Right on.
Yeah. And one mental health professional that contracts with us to work with the veterans.
Wow.
Yeah.
I imagine year after year, you just kept on adding,
yes,
right, new people.
We kept adding until we got to the point that we couldn't add anymore. There's not enough hours in the day. There's not enough days in the week, or room in our arena. So that's another reason why moving is going to help us, because we will triple the size of the arena space that we have.
Triple it?
Yes.
Wow, that's going to feel expansive.
Yeah, it's going to be an amazing thing for the Wenatchee Valley.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for what it's going to bring.
I've got to come out and check this out.
Yes.
My personal experience with horses has not been a good one.
So many are like that.
Yeah, but I talked with another organization that over on the coast who did this, and I was just fascinated by it. So I immediately thought, clearly it was something with me, right? I didn't have a good experience because of something I didn't know, obviously. Yeah. But I got to come out and witness this.
Yes.
Because I've seen, where I heard about you guys first was in Starbucks. There was a poster.
Oh yes, a poster.
Yeah.
Recruiting volunteers.
Yes, yeah, and that's where I first you came onto my radar.
Yes, awesome.
Yeah, so I'm excited to come out and see it. Do you have an idea of when the new facility will be up and running?
I am thinking it's going to be fourth quarter 2025, so about a year from now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the goal.
All right, exciting. Well, anything else before we wrap up, Nancy?
Well, no, not
Okay.
that I can think of.
Well, I want to thank you and acknowledge you for being a source of kindness and contribution in this community. It is so needed, and so thank you for all that you do.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah, you bet.
Thank you.
All right, and now it's time for you to get out there, be a source of kindness, be a source of contribution. You do have something to offer this world, and I believe in you.